Hello, welcome to the second ever tactical video. I'm going to talk about how to keep your guard on the table, not running off like cowards. Now, first off, you could just use the bog standard platoon commander, just giving out the orders to get back in the fight, but that's wasting his one order. And we've got a bog standard squad and then 20 conscripts, so you're going to have one of them running off with only his low leadership. He hasn't really got a very high leadership to go on, so yeah, you're going to be losing quite a few of your guards from running in fear. I mean, the platoon commander, he's only got a leadership of 8, and the conscripts have got a leadership of 5, so they're always going to be the first one to run away. And your regular troopers with the sergeant, leadership of 8, so the same as the platoon command. They could stay around, but then you start getting losing men, so say you lose 3, that's 25%, you get penalties, you're going to have a lower leadership, they're going to run away. So how do you make it cheap as possible to stay around? Right, well, obviously, being Imperial Guard, the easiest way would be a commissar. So you stick the commissar straight into a unit. That changes their leadership from 8 to 9, and if they fail that, then you roll the dice. On a 1 and a 2, then the enemy, your opponent, could choose what model to take. Obviously they're going to take your sergeant away, but you still have a leadership of 9 because of the commissar, and they stay around. Any higher on the dice roll, you get to choose, so obviously you're going to just choose a regular guy. And that's one way of keeping one squad around. Another way, the Lord Commissar. Now, Lord Commissar, you get a lot of bonuses for him straight away. So first off, he's leadership 10, not leadership 9, so it's going to be a lot easier to roll them dice that you need. Second off, he gets a bubble around him, so anyone within a certain area around him, I think it's 9 inches, will get his re-rollable on they'll get a re-rollable on any leadership for fear, morale or pinning tests. Sorry, that's not 9, that's 6 inches bubble. So right there, he's within 6 inches of every unit, so they'll get to re-roll their tests. And then he's also got stubborn. Now I usually chuck him in with the conscripts, and I'm up them to 50 conscripts. That's 150 points, bog standard, with the Lord Commissar. That's a stubborn unit, they will stay around. Now I've quite often found sticking my conscripts up front with a Lord Commissar is extremely effective at holding back the enemy. For example, the other day I went against loads of orcs, and I had 50 conscripts with my commissar, Lord Commissar, and I found myself being stuck in hand-to-hand combat against 40 orcs with knobs. They stuck around for 3 turns in a close combat. What more could you ask for? 3 turns holding up 4 squads of orcs with knobs. Very effective, very handy. And then obviously you've still got that order from your platoon command to chuck out onto the other unit. Very effective ways of doing it. And then another way is, say you wanted your platoon command to have better leadership, stick a primary psyker in there. Leadership 9. Doesn't give any modifiers on pinning tests, morale tests or fear tests or anything like that, but it ups their leadership from 8 to 9. So they're going to have to stick around a little bit more. Do not ever stick a primary psyker in a unit with a commissar. You get perils, that 2 wounds from your primary psyker is dead, because the commissars will execute him straight away. And then another way to keep your men going is my choice of command. Now, regimental standard, within 12 inches, all men, all of your army within 12 inches of Kel, there will be re-rolling all failed morale, fear and pinning tests. So they will keep going, keep pushing forwards, keep getting the fight into the enemy's face. Very handy. And then obviously with Creed and Kel, so say the Lord Commissar died in a challenge, that drops their leadership down to 5. But because Kel is in with Creed and you haven't added no points in for the Voxcasters, then he is classed as giving every unit around him within order range Voxcaster, because you re-roll all orders with him. And with Creed, Sergeant Kel, you'll be rolling on his leadership, so their leadership of 5 is now in orders leadership of 8. Very handy, saves a lot of points. And obviously with Creed, like I said in the last video, you'll be getting 3 orders out, bog standard. So yeah, if you want to keep your soldiers fighting, stick some commissars in there, stick a Lord Commissar in there. If you can't be getting points for that commissar, just stick the Lord Commissar in with their conscripts or whatever unit you choose to put them in, and keep them within 6 inches. March them all forward like that. They've still got only a leadership 8 unless the sergeant dies, then they'll have a leadership 7, but you'll still be getting all the re-rolls from failed morale, fear and pinning tests. You want to keep your troops around? Keep the combos going. Combos are the mainstay of keeping the army pushing forwards. Alright, take it easy. Good gaming.